Good morning. It's Monday, September 12th, and I saw this article that questioned Social Security. The opening line in this article was, should Social Security be eliminated as an entitlement program? And myself and others have said many times that we are pissed off at the term entitlement program. I started working when I was 15 years old. But my first job was in a butcher shop, cleaning up at the end of the day. And I didn't collect Social Security there. They gave me $6 a week off the books, so to speak. But when I was 17, I went to work for real. And so for over 50 years, I paid into the Social Security system. So I don't consider anybody that's paying into a system is getting anything that should be deemed an entitlement. So when I read that Senator Rick Scott from Florida, a Republican, he's writing a bill, or actually he wrote a bill, that will require the Senate to vote every 5 years to decide whether or not people are on Social Security are entitled to continue. Entitled again. Let's not say entitled. Let's say should continue to receive benefit. And I think that Rick Scott is the wrong guy to be writing bills like this. He's a former CEO of a company that committed the largest Medicare fraud in the U.S. And so I don't know exactly what happened to the company, but he was out of a job. So when he left that job, instead of trying to find work, he became a politician, right? He couldn't work in the private sector anymore. He was probably blackballed. And now he ran for political office and he wins. It's a disgrace. But that's Florida. And let's keep in mind how much money senators and congressmen make. The lowest paid senator and the lowest paid congressman still make $174,000 a year. And it was only very recently that they were ordered or forced to contribute to the Social Security system. Up to that point, they weren't considering themselves part of the working class. They weren't contributing to FICA because they had set up their own pension fund, right? So senators and congressmen, they don't need Social Security. More than 60% of the senators and 60% of the congressmen are millionaires. And it might even be higher than 60%. So when they look at the poor people, they don't really understand what it's all about. I don't believe that any of the people in Congress really think about the poor people who get a measly Social Security check every month. I don't even think it comes into their mind. They're not worried about those people. And think back, Social Security was created for the elderly who could no longer work and needed an income to survive. And don't forget that when Social Security came into effect, retirement age was 65, and probably life expectancy was probably 66. So people weren't expected to collect much Social Security. But that's all changed. But that doesn't mean that the change indicates that we should do away with Social Security. There are many people that don't have 401ks and IRAs. Because many companies don't offer those things. Many companies do not offer a 401k. And an IRA is something that you set up for yourself. And there's many people in this country who don't set them up because they don't have, or in their minds, they don't have the income level to do that. So we have many people that have nothing in this country beyond Social Security. And that's a shanda. And right now, when you look at Social Security, you know it's in trouble. It's in trouble because over the next 10 years, the Social Security will draw down its reserves. And that is happening because many people are living longer. And so the people on Social Security have grown in relation to the number of people working. The ratio of worker to retiree is out of whack right now. So instead of working hard and coming up with a plan to save Social Security, the government raised the retirement age to 67. But that's not enough. We need to fix the imbalance. We need to correct what the numbers are telling us. The numbers are telling us that more and more people are retiring, no matter how many people we have in the workforce. And the workforce is having a problem because they don't have enough people to work. And beside that, the birth rate in this country is down. So the future is bleak with respect to the Social Security system adjusted against the population environment. But we, as a country, must take care of our elderly, must recognize the fact that we have to take care of it. We have to continue Social Security. Closing up Social Security and closing up Medicaid is not the answer. Maybe if we took a good hard look and raised the minimum wage around this country and made sure that people always made a decent living and taught people part of the school curriculums, teach people how to save for their future, maybe that would be the answer. The government should be coming up with a plan to develop something that I'll call Social Security 2, some way, shape, or form to increase the money being poured into those retirement funds. But giving tax cuts to large corporations is not the answer to helping this situation. Maybe we shouldn't have given them that tax cut. Maybe we should have said, okay, you're getting a mandate that says you have to put more money into Social Security. Look at that as your tax cut. There ought to be a way to save Social Security, to stop worrying about it. Countries all over the world take care of their elderly. Countries that are nowhere near as wealthy as the United States. Yet they have ways to take care of their elderly population. Why do CEOs, heads of corporations, make multi-million-dollar salaries when that money that they're being given, part of it could go to Social Security? Maybe there should be a tax on everybody who makes over a certain amount of money, and that tax shouldn't go to the federal government. It should go into the Social Security pool. Because this is a time when there are desperate measures needed. Are we going to wait and wait and wait until the 10 years disappears and then we'll really be on the brink of disaster with Social Security? The tax for Social Security should be on every dollar earned. It should not be cut off at all like it is now. And we're going to have Republicans in Congress and the Senate who are millionaires and don't have to worry about their futures and the futures of their children and grandchildren. And so, in their mind, this is an entitlement we should do away with. Baloney. We need Social Security. We need to fix it. And that's what I have to say this morning. Bye.